Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Miss Nurhan Tour, is a science teacher from Astafa Azharian Institute, and we will start with lesson 3, concept 2 in unit 4. You have learned that the soil is the loose layer of earth and it keeps the life on earth because without healthy soil it's difficult to grow crops. In this activity we will study how human activities affect the soil and how we must restore it. Poor agriculture particles or practices have many impacts on the soil, such as deplete the soil. It may happen due to converting fertile agriculture's lands into cities, factories, and pastures. Number 2, overuse of pesticides. Number 3, overuse of chemical fertilizers. Number 4, air and water pollution. P. Desertification. It's a process by which the land becomes fertile due to deforestation, drought, or overgrazing. Ways of soil restoration. Soil scientists and farmers can restore the soil by different ways, such as adding nutrients which have been depleted back into the soil by using crop remains like straw and stems. Number 2, natural fertilizers like animal manures. Crop diversification, which means planting different types of crops and rotating them with crops that keep the soil fertility. Factors affecting crop quality. The quality of some crops like tomato is affected by many factors such as regular and moderate irrigation, adding suitable amount of organic fertilizers. Note, unsuitable environment factors may lead to producing weak plants, reducing the amount of crops, spreading of plant disease among the crops. But what's reducing soil erosion? You have learned in the previous lessons that the erosion process affects the soil formation. Erosion process of soil, there are many factors that leads to the erosion of soil, such as the type of soil, removing plants, increasing the amount of water, increasing the inclination of the earth's surface. All the previous factors led to increasing the speed of moving water over the earth's surface. The soil particles are washed down by moving water and causes soil erosion. Ways to reduce the soil erosion processes. Number 1, increasing the planted areas. Number 2, digging canals or trenches to collect the excess water in soil. Number 3, adding sand and silt to the soil that help in decreasing the effect of moving water over the soil. Climate and habitat destruction. Habitat destruction is a place where living organisms live. Examples of some habitats. All habitats provide 4 important things for living organisms, which are food. Notes, in any habitat, when one of the previous 4 things is depleted or taken away, this causes habitat destruction. Any change, even a small one, in a habitat may cause a large reaction from nature. We have 2 categories: natural changes and human activities. Habitat destruction could happen due to natural changes that cause habitat destruction. Earth has constantly changing environment. Many of these natural changes can cause habitat destruction. Examples of some natural changes which cause habitat destruction, such as hurricanes, fires, floods, volcanic eruptions, destructive earthquakes. Diseases of living organisms, lack of food for many living organisms. We have very important note. Some of the previous natural changes have cycles in nature. Although natural changes can cause habitat destruction, but they may have some benefits, such as natural changes such as volcanic eruptions make the soil fertile. Forest fires release seeds from closed fruit. Diseases of living organisms keep populations of animals to a suitable number that can be controlled in an ecosystem. Category number 2, human activities that cause habitat destruction. Development and waste. As the human population grows, people go to make many changes in their habitat to get their needs, such as building houses and building factories to produce goods, construction of infrastructure such as roads and railway tracks for the transportation of both people and materials. These human activities lead to changes that cause many harms to the habitat, such as natural spaces, such as hills, prairies, and valleys, or turned into factories and homes that lead to deforestation. Lands have been destroyed for mining, making road and airport runways. Pollution and waste produced by humans have led to an increase in the percentage of carbon dioxide gas and other gases in the atmosphere, which led to an increase in the Earth's temperature. Climate change. Human activities can cause habitat destruction, which make climate change. The climate change may lead to extinction of living organisms, where human cause increasing the rate of the climate change on the Earth. This rate leads to the change of habitats, which all living organisms depend on. Number 3, living organisms are affected by the changes in their habitats, so they change their behaviors to adapt to their new habitats. Sometimes living organisms can't adapt or move in new conditions, and this leads to their extinction. Overpopulation means that too much increase in the number of certain species of living organisms in an habitat. Overpopulation leads to less food, water, shelter, and space for other populations that live in the same habitat. Overpopulation can occur in different ways due to the natural changes or human activities. Number 1, overpopulation may happen due to natural changes, such as when a large predator led to disappear naturally to form an area, the number of prey increases greatly, unavailability of resources led, such as food, water, and etc. in this area for prey. Number 2, overpopulation may happen due to human activities. When new species are brought by human into an area, the species become invasive species. The invasive species kill off native plants and animals. Example of an invasive species: in some areas of the Red Sea, lionfish are the reason for loss of 79% of young fish of the native species population. Note, sometimes humans are doing the same damage of invasive species because the overpopulation of humans causes shortage of some resources such as food, water, and etc. for both humans and other organisms on Earth. So, we have finished lesson number 3, and we will start lesson number 4, titled by Reducing Water Pollution. In this activity, we will study the reasons which cause water pollution and how to prevent them. The human population is constantly increasing, that led to increasing the number of industries which use water and increasing the rate of water pollution. Methods of reducing water pollution. Applying laws is the most effective way to prevent water pollution. There are many other ways to reduce water pollution, such as treatment of sewage and industrial water, keeping green areas, getting rid of trash in correct ways, using suitable amount of fertilizers, using soil fences and sedimentation ponds, controlling air pollution that produced from cars and industry can reduce water pollution. STEM in action. Healthy soil is important to maintain a healthy ecosystem, as the soil keeps the life of the earth. All living organisms depend on the soil to get their needs. Humans, like all living organisms, need shelter to survive, but the processes of making building materials can cause pollution which damage the environment. Harms of traditional bricks. Soil scientists and engineers hope to stop depending on traditional bricks and concrete because they cause harms for the environment, where the bricks must be burned at more than 1000 degrees Celsius. The ingredients of cement must be burned at 1450 degrees Celsius. So the manufacture of bricks and cement requires a lot of energy and produces a lot of pollution. Using soil to build sustainable homes, scientists transform soil into building materials where they add chemicals to the soil that turn the clay soil into substance look like glue, which bind the materials together. This glue-like substance is made by chemical change of the soil. Traditional bricks, glue-like substance. In this process, the scientists don't use the topsoil, which is used for agriculture, but they use the subsoil, which is found beneath the topsoil that is available around the earth. The new substance is used to build sustainable homes instead of the traditional bricks. So we have finished the curriculum of primary 6 in science.